But hi, everyone. Good evening. It's a pleasure to be here and be part of the World Hope Forum. Thank you for having me. My name is Clara Watanabe. I'm a visual artist, fashion designer, and I'm also an owner of a vintage furniture store in São Paulo. I'm here today to talk about my collection, Geleia Geral. I'm gonna share my screen here, just a minute. Okay, so I'm graduating in fashion design, and what I want to do as my undergraduate thesis was to create a collection based on the study of different Brazilian artistic representations. We studied a lot of foreign art and European movements, but not very common to study about our own country and our own art things. So what I wanted to do was to recreate that and to do a collection based on artistic Brazilian representations. So in 2018, when I started my research, we were living a very difficult political situation in Brazil. And I started reading about military dictatorship and the 60s in Brazil. And I found out that one of the most significant cultural movements that we have emerged at that time, that was Throughput. And that's where my collection started. So I'm going to explain a little bit about what is the Throughput movement. As I said before, that is one of the most significant cultural movements in Brazil, encompassing music, film, visual art, and theater. The term Throughput was first coined by artist Ohtake, and for an artwork on the same name, which he exhibited at Man Rio in 1967, if I'm not wrong. The piece demonstrated Otake's desire to give contemporary art a specifically Brazilian character. So here's a photo of his artwork that is basically a stereotyped way to see our country. So it had bird sounds, a lot of plants and sand on the ground like a tropical room. And here, back to my studies, Throughput's beginnings can be traced back further to 1928, when Oswald de Andrade published the Anthropophagic Manifesto. His main argument was that Brazil's history of cannibalizing or observing creating something new from other cultures, what is great is strange. The most iconic line from the manifesto, which appeared in English, was to pee or not to pee? That is the question. The idea of the manifesto was to explain that Brazil could use another culture as an inspiration as long as we created our own. So based on the study of the Anthropophagic Manifesto, I started studying which Brazilian cultural manifestations the Throughput movement ate, like which Brazilian artistic representations served as the basis for the formation of Throughput until 1960s. Here are the main topics. So the manifestations chosen for the study were concrete poetry with the exploration of the sound, visual, and semantic aspects of the words. Cinema Novo by the Baiano director Glauber Rocha with the deconstruction of aesthetic. Otake's work that inspired the textile surfaces with different textures like plastic, knitting, crochet, and embroidery. And I finished my studies with Throughput, the Geleia Geral, that means diverse references in a single idea. And that's why all the looks from my collection have at least 3 layers of pieces. It's like they're all carrying their references in one look. So based on this theme, the collection, the collection was created with collage. So my sketches are all made by collage and was created with wearable handmade surfaces using crochet, tapestry, and knitting techniques. And as I was studying about the history that inspired the Throughput artists, I realized that I was also very inspired by my old city, and a lot of my inspiration came from there as well. So I was born and raised in a small city called Pindamonhangaba, and where it was there that I learned with my grandma a few manual textile techniques. So that's when the knitting, crochet, and tapestry appears in my work. I try to show my own personal anthropophagic process. So here's a few sketches from my collection. Not going on, it's working. Wait. I don't know what's going on here. Sorry for that, guys. Wait. I'm sorry, just it's not working. So I showed my sketches. Now I'm going to show a little bit about my process. So it was all handmade. I had a little help, but it took me like 6 months to finish it all. I had made 6 looks, and this one was made by tapestry. This one here is crochet. It's the one that is behind me. This one is tapestry as well, and plastic. So here's a little bit about the process. And here's the FAAP Moda Contest, the runway show. A few photos of the day. And I would like to show as well the photo shoot that I did at FAAP. I used art room and the theater that we have there. So here's the look that I showed first, that is made with tapestry. It's really heavy. I really wanted to show it today, but I couldn't do this alone. So just the photos. Here's the one that is behind me, that is made with plastic and crochet, and this is with plastic too. Here's more about the one with tapestry. I really like to, when I do my designs, I really like to imagine someone dancing with it. So I really like to see the movement of the piece. So this clothes in a specific, this collection, I was really inspired by the musicians of Throughput. So as I was creating, I was always listening to their music in their albums. So it was like drawing something that I wanted to see moving and someone dancing with them. So here's a raincoat. All my clothes, they were designed with a lot of buttons. So I have one piece in here. I don't know if you can see it, but they have a lot of buttons in here, so you can connect with other pieces. So if I want to, I can do this and put this one in here, like I'm doing in anthropophagic clothes, like I'm carrying all my references with me. And you can build a cloth, you can connect to another one. So they're all made like that. So this one is a jumpsuit. I have this one in here, I will show later. It's really huge, but it's all made with nylon. So here's a little bit more. So here's our raincoat too. This one is like a hat that I made with tapestry as well. It was inspired, this one actually was inspired by Cinema Novo, by Glauber Rocha. So they hire people's face, like Cinema Marginal. A bit more of this. So this one I did as well with a movement photo. And it was really nice because after I launched the collection, a lot of people asked me to use them for photographs. So this one was for Facebook by Bob Wolfson. It was at Tomie Ohtake Institute, so it was really nice. They are all wearing a few pieces of my collection. This one was with the jumpsuit that I showed later. This one is with the jumpsuit as well. It was at L Brasil, and with this clothes here. This piece actually was inspired by Parangolé by Elliot Sika. So it has this shape. It doesn't have a place to put your arm on, just a little hole so you can put your hand. this one as the paper. And I'm gonna show, before I talk about my own brand, I'm gonna show a little bit more clothes. I didn't have anyone to wear them, to a friend to come over and help me with them. So please. So they're all made like that. So you can do this. The idea was to build in your own way, like my own stud. So like this anthropophagic moment in here, where I can put this on there. And this one in here, traz minha frente, por favor. And this one here was made with plastic. It's a heavier plastic, and I did this crochet and I handmade it all, actually, this tapestry as well. Tira pra mim, por favor. That is the hat that I showed. Everything is really, really heavy, but it's really nice to see because it's really colorful and it has its own movement, so it's really great. And the jumpsuit, for favor. And the jumpsuit is this one here that has this effect in the middle. It's really big. So that's a little bit about my work. I hope it made any sense. I'm sorry that my presentation is not working so well. I don't know what's happened, but I just wanted to show a little bit about my own brand that I have today. Nowadays, I have my own tailoring, no genderless brand. No gender brand, sorry. And I'm just going to show a few pictures so you can see it. But that's it. I still work with crochet sometimes, so I hope you enjoy it.
We did a lot. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for having me.